Poker Face Ash was a better commentator than you. And we're on the air. Welcome to the Bluff and Buffalo Bar and Chill. I'm going to be your host, Poker Ryno. And on the menu today is Slick Rick. Slick Rick, how are you?
I'm doing great. Great to be here.
Hey, glad to have you. Man, we got to ask you, what is your first memory of poker?
Wow. First memory of poker probably was in high school.
Sure.
Playing with guys. We didn't know what we were doing. We played all sorts of fun games. 222 numbers games, you know, 727, not any hold'em, no hold'em, no stud, just all fun games.
Sure.
And we got our quarters, nickels, and dimes, and if somebody lost $20, it was news.
I remember playing in college, and I had a family that every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, like whatever family gathering you have, there's going to be a tournament.
Yes.
And I remember going to college, and my friends were like, "Hey, we're going to play poker." And I'm like, "Cool, how much for?" And they're like, "Oh, for fun." And I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah, no, I'm not too much, unless it's family, you know, maybe.
Sure.
But not in.
Speaking of family, everybody introduced Walnut.
Walnut. How you doing, Walnut?
It's all about Slick Rick. Speaking of Slick Rick, man, I've seen through the grapevines that you also do commentary for high school.
Yes.
What got you into that? Is that because I'm assuming that was your intro into commentary?
Yeah, I mean, truth be told, if I had to do all over again, I probably would have started in the broadcasting as a field. Didn't get into it until probably my mid-40s. I'm 57 right now, so I didn't get into broadcasting until late. I started my own company. We broadcast high school football games all over the Austin area.
Sure.
So I have different crews that go out. I used to do a lot of it. Now I just have crews that do it. So they'll go out and with a camera and a mixer, and they'll present like a mini ESPN broadcast, single camera right from the press box.
Sure.
So, but I love it. I love broadcasting. Always have. As a kid, I used to watch games, and me and my brother would pretend to guess what the commentators on TV would say next. And if we got it right, we would earn a point. So we would play these games back and forth. So and then evolving into poker. I always loved poker. I played poker since I was in high school, so 30 some odd years. And then when the Lodge came up, I started a podcast for them. And then once the podcast evolved into the live stream, and it's just a natural progression.
Sure.
I've already been in broadcasting and my love of poker, so I get to do both my passion for high school football and my passion for poker.
So you're truly living the dream. You've got a beautiful wife. You've got a wonderful family.
Yes.
Your kiddos are getting ready to go on to bigger and better things.
It feels great. I mean, I appreciate you saying that. There's so many people that make the Lodge so great. Truth be told, when we were in the smaller room before we moved into what we call the Lodge Mahal, we built the live stream. We had like 10 people watching us, and then it grew to we got 1,000 subscribers, then 10,000 subscribers. And Skull and I, we do take pride in knowing that we helped the Lodge in a certain way get bigger and bigger through the love of the live stream that people have. We get so many people each week come in to the Lodge for the first time ever, and they come up and tell me or Skull, or we see you on the live stream, and that's why we came here. So we're just a small part of the success of the Lodge. And I think I always say this on the live stream when I'm saying thank you to our production staff, is Skull and I get to drive in the front seat of the car. So people see us, but there are so many people behind us that make the show what it is.
All those people are, the engine, the auto mechanics who are helping the vehicle run. You guys are driving it, and trust me. Thank you, by the way, to cameraman Luke.
Yes.
Because I'm, this is my first venture into this. So okay, we're sitting here. That's cool. This is my first foray into the social media world, and I'm realizing, much like I'm sure you guys have your prep work ready for who's coming in and who's going to play, and then someone backs out at the last second and someone comes in and you're like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? And it's that fun ad lib of it.
Yes.
And that's the one thing I will say that I always admired about you, Slick Rick, is just the fact that I have seen you do live streams by yourself, and the conversation, which is not easy. I have done commentary.
Right.
It's not easy. The fact that you're able to have that conversation go on by yourself is impressive enough.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I mean, right now to date, I've probably done over 400 live streams. So I'd like to think, when we first started, if you watch our old shows, we weren't as polished as we are now. So repetition, and getting in the reps over and over, it helps. But our live stream, we like to do a little different. You mentioned managing the players. That's all on Skull Mike. I really just show up each show and I sit down and put a headset on and I'm ready to go.
Sure.
I'll go in and I know all the players, and I'll make it a point each show to go around and say, where are you from? Is there anything you want people to know about while I'm commentating? So I know the players, but from a game management of who's playing and when, that's all on Skull Mike. And as commentating, I think it's best if you don't have too much prepared.
Sure.
Because then it becomes a conversation between you and the viewers. And the other thing I do want to say is one thing we do different than other commentators is we pay a lot of attention to our chat community. And I think why we become so popular is that we may just say, hey, there's Kiwi Colleen is in chat right now. Hey Kiwi, and we'll bring them into the game.
Sure.
They may be she's in New Zealand.
Sure.
She's across the world, but we're bringing her into the broadcast. So I think our viewers definitely enjoy that, and it does take a little bit of juggling. You don't want to do too much of that. You're paying attention to the game. Me and Skull, when we get together, sometimes there's laughing moments that we might fall out of the chair because we're laughing so hard. But it's all great stuff, and I think a lot has to do with the number of shows we've done. And
I think that rapport that you guys have is phenomenal. No one out there can ever question the rapport that you two have. Like, it's phenomenal.
It is special. I met Skull by doing the podcast for the Lodge. He was one of the first guests I had on the podcast.
Sure.
And that's how we met. And it has just been, I don't want to get corny or anything, but it's kind of a magical, synergy between the two. When he first started, he had never had any experience in broadcasting at all. So he, I gave him a few pointers, but he has come into his own far as commentating and his, just his overall view on the stream.
I can't lie to you, and I mean this with all the respect in the world. I would have never known that he did not have equal knowledge of broadcasting.
Yeah, no, he truly is, a natural for it. And I think between the two of us, he's kind of had taken on this persona. I know you're in the professional wrestling world. He's kind of taken the persona sometimes as a heel.
Yes.
Towards me. And he gives me needles and
you have the babyface role to a T. You are the Jim Ross of the Lodge, and I love it because he is the Jerry Lawler.
Right.
If y'all watch Tennessee wrestling at all, or WWE in the 90s, to me, y'all are the perfect blend of that. And what's interesting to me is y'all carry it on to the table because just recently, and fans, we're getting a little insight here. Just recently, we did a 1-2-2-5 something.
Yeah, 1-3.
1-3. And I just remember it was you, Skull Mike, myself, Cinnabon, and some other people. And you would have these people just come up, and they would treat you guys with such rapport. And it's so funny because, Slick Rick, you have that Jim Ross, but the older uncle, younger grandfather vibe, where you're just like, hey, you're gonna do something really. What was it? I had the Queen High flush.
Right.
You had no.
You had the straight.
I had the straight.
And I had
you had the flush. And it was literally, I had the nuts on the flop.
Right.
All the way down. You're like, what are you doing? what are you doing? And, like, as if you knew it was coming. And then the river came, and I look at you and go, you got the flush, didn't you? You go, I did. And I'm like, damn it, I had this straight. And I just remember, like, even then, you had that welcoming, like, I am so sorry.
I love the lodge. I truly do. I started off as an employee. I dealt for 1 or 2 days a week.
I remember you telling me that.
5 years ago, and it just evolved. I love the ownership of the lodge. Jason and his family, original owners, and then the new owners with Doug, Brad, and Andrew, and all the rest. But it's just a great place to be. It's a family. I was thinking about that the other day. That my wife has this community of people that like Korean boy bands, and they go out to dinner and they talk about these Korean boys, and I don't understand that. But then I thought to myself, I have the lodge, and it's people who all walks of life that come together for a common interest, and that's poker.
Sure.
But with regards to, I kind of am somewhat of an ambassador for the lodge in that I do like to talk to people. I love to greet people that come for the first time ever.
Yeah.
To me, that's the best thing when somebody says, I'm here for the first time. Wow. What do you think of the place? And what brought you here? And whenever they say the live stream, that really warms my heart.
And man, you can't, that's something that no matter what is said, no matter what is done, will always resonate with you, is you've got these people like Colleen Kiwi.
Yeah.
You got, trust me, I have recently learned, because I am internet stupid, which y'all will learn when you see this video. But, I just recently learned how to watch the stream while getting on the chat.
Right.
And Walnut is not happy with my disrespect towards the internet. And I apologize, Walnut. Walnut, I'm so sorry. But you know what I'm not sorry about is the fact that I have watched these videos and I have seen how these people from all walks of life, like to me, sitting right there where cameraman Luke is sitting.
Yeah.
I have watched many a stream.
Yeah.
And just hearing you guys go, okay, let's get a roll call. Where are y'all from?
Right.
Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I don't understand, like me personally, how you have these many people like watching in. And it has to feel so cool to know, like when they fly down to the States.
Right.
One of my buddies, Poker Mama.
Yeah.
She did a live stream recently.
Right.
And she actually has the people that interviewed her for their bachelor party are coming to the lodge.
Awesome.
And they know who you are.
Well,
which is cool.
It's hard for me, when I do get recognized, and when I go to Vegas and somebody will say, I'll be playing poker, and they say, wait, I know that voice. Are you the commentator for the lodge? And that it just makes me feel good. Obviously, I may be recognized in our little poker community, but it's a big community.
Sure.
But going back to the roll call that we do every show,
please.
I do that. People don't understand that the majority of the people that watch the show are not from the United States.
I believe that.
It's maybe 40% of the people who watch our show are from the United States. The rest are from all over the world. We've got, and that's why when I do a roll call and I see people from Australia, we're huge in Australia. We call them the Australian Mafia because
I've heard that.
There's so many people from Australia that love our show. We mentioned New Zealand, the Netherlands, all over Europe, UK, so many people from the UK. But, we're on at 3 p.m. Central, so it may be, in Australia, it may be 3 a.m. I don't know. It's definitely not 3 p.m. Central.
But they're getting up, and they're getting up there to watch you.
They're up and all over the world, and we just it really warms my heart. It's like the internet and YouTube. What you're doing here can reach so many people, so many people, and somebody in Europe is watching and goes, "Who the hell is Slick Rick right now?" But it is fun. And it's a growing process. I remember when we hit 1,000 subscribers, we popped a bottle of champagne. We literally did. Now we're at 158,000 subscribers, and it's crazy.
Well, it's been so fun talking with you, jumping into the YouTube world.
Yes.
It's been so fun talking with you. I just recently played a meetup game with Poker Face Ash,
Yes.
and she gave me her insight on it. It's just the thing that I will say for anybody that wants to jump into the YouTube community, just do it. Worst case scenario, status quo. And who knows, you may do it because honestly, people like Slick Rick, people like Poker Face Ash, everybody that you know that has a vlog, they will help you. It's not a cutthroat.
Oh, no.
You would think that it would be the most cutthroat business in the world. It's the most welcoming community I've ever been a part of.
Well, it's all about content. You know, I'm fortunate I don't have to produce the content. The content is there, and I'm just the voice of the content that's happening. You're a little different space. You're creating the content. So it's all about the content. If people like the content, others will help spread the word, and through the magic, you'll get a lot of subscribers.
Well, Slick Rick, we've had a lot of fun chatting, and we've had a lot of fun getting to know more about you. Well, how do you feel about getting some food?
I haven't eaten today. I'm on this diet, so I eat one meal a day. So this better be good.
It's not. This is the part where we'd have commercials, but we don't have any, so we're back. You know what, Slick Rick? Now that we're back here at the Bluff and Buffalo, and I realize that you haven't eaten all day.
Yes.
Not only are you getting a meal specially made to you, but it was made by dear sweet Peepaw, who, you know what? You guys don't know him, but if you come to the lodge, we're going to eventually drag him there. Right, Peepaw?
Right.
Peepaw said yes.
He should be a guest on an upcoming show.
It would be great. Well, what we did, because I know you like steak.
Yes.
But I also know you're a fan of sandwiches.
Yes.
We got you the Slick Rick Witch.
Oh, nice.
So we've got this pretzel bun.
Yes.
Made by our fine folks at HEB. Sponsor us. We've got buffalo meat, bison meat, because here at the Bluff and Buffalo, we only serve the finest of meat, or is it?
We'll have to
know. It's Bluff and Buffalo. You'll never know. We got the American cheddar.
Yes.
And, of course, because you're a spicy one,
yes,
we got some horseradish on there.
Oh, I like it.
Let's take a bite of this. Are you ready for this?
I am.
Got some chewiness to it.
Interesting. I've never had buffalo.
So it's more of a savory meat, kind of like alligator meats beef.
Right.
But the thing about that is I think the pretzel bun really brings out the flavor of what you got there.
Yeah, I like the pretzel bun. I definitely like the touch of horseradish.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good call on that one. Of course, the American cheese, we all know what that does. But yeah, I mean, I think buffalo, it's good. It's not a fatty meat at all.
Mm-mm.
It's very lean.
Which we did because, guys, you don't know this, but Slick Rick, he's making himself look good for you.
I'm down, I started on the 1st, January 1st, and it's the January 10th right now. I'm down 9 pounds in 9 days. So I am trying to eat better. So this is good stuff.
That's why we went with the pretzel bun. That's why we went with this, because here at the Bluff and Buffalo, we're always going to make sure that you have food that accommodates you. And if you got a goal that you're going for, if you got a goal that you're trying to strive for, we're not going to make sure that doesn't happen.
That's awesome.
Well, guys, this has been Slick Rick. Slick, what are you doing? Talk to us. Tell us what you got coming up.
Oh, we got a big week of poker. Nick Airball is coming to town from LA. He's going to be playing in some big streams with Doug Polk and the like. It's a big stream, so follow us on YouTube at the Lodge live stream. Become a subscriber. Have the fun. We stream 4 times a week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 3 p.m. Central. Started with 1,000 subscribers. Actually started with 0 subscribers.
Yeah.
Got to 1,000 after 3 months, and we're at 158,000 subscribers. So help have some fun, join the fun. Even if you don't like poker, the best compliment I ever got, Poker Ryno, is
Please.
Husband and wife. Husband says, me and my wife watch together. She knows nothing about poker, but she loves watching because of you and Skull.
The greatest
Best compliment.
the greatest thing that I think I've ever had, and I learned this because I've started playing live streams now and I go to the lodge quite often, as you know. I came home one day and my girlfriend's watching a live stream.
Yeah.
And I was coming home from a poker tournament and I was on the stream and I was heading home and I walk in, my girlfriend Lori, who you met, beautiful woman, she looks at me and goes, loser. And I go, what? And she goes, Slick Rick said, hey, you're the opposite of TK?
TM?
TM.
Yes.
She goes, he's the opposite of TM. And I go, what? She goes, yeah, he said that you could have a conversation by yourself, loser. And I'm sitting there like, why is that a bad thing? And she's like, nerd.
You do have fun at the poker table, and that's what it's all about.
And you know what? I can't have fun without people like you. Slick Rick, it has been a pleasure. It has been an honor.
There you go.
Guys, he's going to jump out of a plane.
Yes.